Gentlemen, ladies and ladies, get your fingers ready to roast me in the comments for my opinion, because in this video, I am going to be giving my take on the viability of every character in the Legacy of Moonspell DLC. The DLC has been out for over a month now and it brought us 8 new characters to play as. For the purposes of this video, I won't be covering Menya or Syuuto as they make their regular counterparts redundant. And let's be honest, they are obviously some of the best characters in the game. I mean, Menya can literally not die. Also, all the gameplay and rankings are based on having 0 gold eggs. With those stipulations covered, let's get right into number 6. Menya Moonspell. I want to start this off by saying I love this character. I mean, it's fun to run around like a grandma that just activated Super Saiyan mode, Sage mode, Sun God Nika, and Bankai. But the way it's implemented just does not work. In case you are unaware, the amount of enemies you need to kill to activate this state keeps increasing until you reach the point where you need to kill 10,000 enemies between every activation. Early on, this means you're almost constantly in amp state when you don't need it, and late game it's impossible to kill that many enemies before the previous amp runs out, meaning you are forced to play as the unamped Menya for a large portion of the run. This means for most of your run you're going to be an average character at best who's a bit squishier, but going up against some of the other DLC characters, that's just not gonna get you any higher than 6th place. Number 5. McCoyoni ends up being mostly a tanky character with average offensive capabilities. They have above average starting growth, extra armor, and a smidge of extra health, and the strobing area size passive means you usually don't let things get to you, which is dialed up to 11 if you take the Boogaloo Evolution's Arcana. Couple this with Soul Eater and you can assure no regular mobs are going to be taking you down. The biggest downside I found with this character is that with so much area, you're gonna have to walk a country mile to find the EXP gems for the enemies you just killed. But that can be solved with something like Mad Groove or Gorgeous Moon. Number 4. Myeong Moonspell is frankly just unkillable. It's like if you took McCoyoni's whole shtick and amped it up to 1000. You are not gonna kill a single thing, but they won't kill you either. You're going to be having infinite HP, but it's going to take you like 5 years to kill a flower. However, Myeong's saving grace is her evolved starting weapon, Festive Winds, which can reduce enemy defenses to the point you can do 100 times the damage you would be doing normally. And usually the enemies perish before you even get to that point, especially if you transfer all that healing into damage with Saraband of Healing. So since you can just tank anything and the enemies will die eventually, Myeong gets 4th place. Before we get to the top 3, if you made it this far into the video, I'd appreciate a subscription since I'm trying to get 1000 before the end of February and I'm at 500 right now. So I'd appreciate it if you subscribed. Nice. Number 3. Now these are the hard hitters right here. These characters will almost guarantee an auto win even on inverse mode, and to kick off the latter half of the list we have Gav'Et-Oni. This character is great. The only character that can get a free +4 to a mount just for existing could never be bad after all. To top it off, out of all the amount characters, Gav'Et-Oni's bubbles are not part of the beginning Arcana, meaning he is the only one of them that can fully use that Arcana if you choose to grab all the weapons from Trowzers' shop. He is one of the faster characters, starting off with a +20% bonus to movement speed, so you can run around and leave your legion of projectiles to bounce around the screen while you collect the schmeckles they leave behind. The only problem with this character is that you'll be playing a fetch quest, collecting all the gems as your projectiles play the rest of the game for you. Syuuto Moonspell at number 2. Alright, if we are talking raw power, Syuuto is the cream of the crop as of right now. Starting with an extra free weapon that works with so many different builds, he gets a bunch of free health, armor, and movement speed, so you'll never die unless you actually try to. He gets infinite might scaling once you transform him into his stronger form by evolving his starting weapon. That's it. That's the entire list entry. He deals a bunch of damage and he can take a bunch of damage. Plus he gets a free weapon. I mean, what else do you want me to say? You can practically AFK and win with this guy. Number 1, Babi-Onna. If you've watched some of my other videos, you know how much I love this character. I frankly think she breaks the game with some weapons. Looking at you, Pentagram. But even if you don't use Pentagram, you can spam out projectiles faster than an average cooldown build would be able to. For those of you who don't know, Empty Tome does nothing for Babi-Onna. However, the Wings item and any other source of movement speed also makes your weapons trigger more often, so you get 2 items for the price of 1. Side note, that also means that if you play in hyper mode with the extra movement speed, you will turn into, frankly, just a monster. Top this off with 10 free extra rerolls to create your perfect build anytime you play, and you basically win on command when you pick this character. Oh, and also Babi-Onna is easily the most stylish character. I mean, look at her moves. Anyway, that's it for me. Remember to like, sub, and ring the bell if you want to support me and see more of my content, and leave me a comment to let me know what you thought of this list. Bye!